Welcome to On This Day in Brattleboro, Vermont's history. I'm your host, Bob Cornelier. Today's topic will be the completion of the first baseball grandstand at Island Park, May 15, 1902. The first baseball grandstand at Island Park was completed May 15, 1902. It was 60 feet long with 8 rows of seats that could accommodate 300 to 400 people. The first game played in the new field was Catholic Union versus YMCA. The park was popular with both Vermont and New Hampshire residents until the flood of 1909. The flood reduced the island to 5 acres. In 1910, George Fox and M.J. Morgan formed the Island Amusement Company and promised an amusement pavilion with a 1,200-seat grandstand. When completed in 1911, Island Park had a 1,200-seat grandstand, a baseball field, a pavilion for dancing, movies, and bowling, and a soda fountain and ice cream parlor. It also had a boat launch and was open every day of the week during the summer. Vaudeville acts, orchestras, bands, and movies played in the pavilion. Outside, professional and amateur baseball games took place in the summer, and high school football games were played in the fall. Island Park's first 2 years were its best. In 1911, the local baseball team, the Brattleboro Islanders, won the Connecticut Valley League pennant by defeating Keene, New Hampshire 2-0 in the championship game. The park had controversy of its own. Vermont's blue laws did not allow businesses to be open on Sundays, and the serving of ice cream and other sweets in the pavilion was seen as inappropriate on the Sabbath. The New Hampshire locating of the island allowed for leniency. In 1912, Brattleboro celebrated 150 years of its history by holding a 4-day Brattleboro pageant on the island. 700 Brattleboro residents participated in the reenactments of Brattleboro's past, and it was well attended every day. World-famous opera singer Mary Howe, a Brattleboro native, ended each day of the pageant by singing "Home Sweet Home." Controversy followed this event as well. Local historian Mary Cabot was the historical censor of the pageant, and there were concerns expressed about the lack of immigrants celebrated during the 4 days of the pageant. In 1912, plans to build a large hotel next to the island was announced. This was a time when business was booming in Brattleboro. The cotton mill had just been built in the southeast end of town, and many thought the town would continue to grow. The pavilion and grandstand were built on piers that lifted the building higher than any other previous floods had risen. But it didn't prove to be enough. The spring floods, coupled with the breaking ice, were too powerful for the island. Each year the park was damaged and needed to be repaired. In 1915, ice damage destroyed a large part of the grandstand. Plans to build the hotel were dropped. By 1918, the original owners had died, and the town of Hinsdale voted not to allow Sunday baseball. The park was purchased by the power company that owned the Vernon Dam. Boating, baseball, bowling, movies, and vaudeville were eventually dropped, but the dance hall continued. The island was used for other events as well. 2 presidents, William Howard Taft and Theodore Roosevelt, held campaign rallies on the island. Beauty pageant winners were featured, and circuses and carnivals often visited the island as well. The circus would arrive by train around 5:30 a.m., unload, and set up on the island. By noon, there would be a circus parade on Main Street. Then there would be an afternoon performance and evening performance, and the circus would be gone by the next day. In 1919, the Boston Braves played the Brattleboro Athletics in an exhibition game. It had been 30 years since a professional team played in Brattleboro. In 1920, a major ice flood came down the Connecticut River, and the bridge connecting Brattleboro with the island was washed away. After a few failed attempts, it took about a year before a permanent replacement bridge was completed. This inability to reach the island during the busy summer season contributed to the decline of the amusement park. In 1927, 800 people came to the pavilion to see Miss Universe Dorothy Burton. She awarded cups to the winners of the dance competition of 50 couples. A.J. Conrad and Hazel Johnston of Greenfield, Massachusetts were the winners. 1927 also saw a major flood and ice out that knocked down most of Island Park, and more than half the island was washed away. The power company demolished remaining structures, and Island Park ceased to exist. In 1936, the largest flood in Brattleboro history washed away what remained of the island. This is your host, Bob Cornelier. Thank you for watching this episode of This Day in Brattleboro, Vermont History. Photos and information courtesy of the Brattleboro, Vermont Historical Society and newspapers.com. The Brattleboro Historical Society is located on the 3rd floor of the Municipal Building, Suite 301. Hours are Thursdays 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The Brattleboro Historical Society has a Facebook page, and you can visit the website at bhs802.org.